Welcome to episode number 3 of Building a Kingdom in Minecraft from the Forever Bedrock SMP. Today we're transforming the world, expanding the village, adding some final touches to our docks, and building a lighthouse. If you're ready, let's dive in. The docks are a focal point of the kingdom. In our last episode, we put in the seawalls and main layout for the harbor. Now today we're adding in the gangways and the slips using a combination of spruce logs for the main dock supports, and spruce slabs and trapdoors for the gangways and the slips. You can use any kind of wood, obviously, that you like, but for this one, we like the way that the spruce contrasts with the stone seawalls and the dock walls themselves. This will make a nice, inviting place for ships to come into the kingdom so we could quickly relieve them of their money and their goods. And now that the main gangways and slips are in place, let's take a look around here. Things are coming along pretty well. We'll obviously add a few more slips in for more ships as time goes on. But I think right now we got a pretty good look going. Take a look behind me here, and I think our dock is looking fairly sharp. Now we can turn our attention to expanding the lower village. We're going to be modeling the design of the houses in the lower village here off of the main storage building that we built a couple episodes back. We'll be using a couple different mixtures of stripped spruce, stripped oak, and a lot of oak stair blocks as window frame parts, as well as spruce and oak fencing and trapdoors to form the windows themselves. The houses here in the lower village will all feature flat roofs, as we don't want to have these houses interfere or block any of the sight lines to the major parts of the kingdom that we'll be adding in later. We also want the lower village area to be a little less fancy than other parts of the kingdom that will be going in closer to the main fortress area, where more important people in the kingdom would be living. We're adding in some rough paths between the houses and village sections here, and once all the houses are in, we'll see about adding in some gardens and maybe some small animal pens just to add some variation to all of the brown here of the wood. One other thing that you'll want to keep in mind also is to make sure that although you want symmetry, you don't want every single house to look exactly the same. So we're putting in several variations of 5x5 or 7x7 houses, some with side entrances with stairwells and some with front entrances. And then occasionally we're mixing up the block palette, even though we're keeping it the same. We're mixing up whether or not the stripped spruce are the main supports or stripped oak. These are all things that'll add a little bit of life and character to the village, but ensuring that the lower village has a uniform look to it. If you guys are enjoying the tips or working along with us on your own kingdom, it would be super awesome if you were to share the video with a friend. Leave us a comment of what you think and subscribe so you don't miss any future kingdom building episodes. Before we get into building the lighthouse, let's go ahead and cover one final thing here. We're going to keep fireplaces out of these predominantly wooden houses, and we're going to opt for putting in a communal cooking area like this one here that we're building right now. I've got a pretty cool design here that is going to be on both sides of the pit here, the communal cooking pit. We're going to go ahead and place down campfires, and then we're going to put some fence posts here on either end, but then we're going to go over the top with trap doors on both sides. And then once we get these across the top, we're going to go ahead in front of each campfire with a trapdoor, and then fill in the spaces between with some of our red brick. And I think this is a pretty cool design overall. We got a couple designs for the back wall there that will be in the next episode. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this little community fire pit cooking area. Now let's get to that lighthouse. For the lighthouse, we're going to start off with a 15 block diameter circle, 5 blocks tall. That's going to be the stone base, and we're going to be using a mix of stone brick and cobblestone for a sturdy base to withstand the waves and storms. If you guys get stuck ever on circles in Minecraft, there are a lot of circle charts out there that you can Google up and get images of, but you can also use the plots.co.uk website for circles. What you want to do is use the ellipse model that's there and adjust the depth and the width to the same size, and that will actually give you a circle. Once this base is done and in place, we're going to be using the combo of stripped spruce logs, stripped oak logs, spruce planks to build the sections of the lighthouse. We're going to kind of go by eye here to get the heights of each section to look the way that we want them to before finally adding in the lantern room at the top. We've enclosed our lantern room here except on the 4 sides, since glass would probably look out of place here. We may experiment around with that a little bit later. If you guys want to let us know in the comments what you think design-wise. if we should probably try to do the lantern room out of glass, or if you like it the way that it is here. And here we get a look at the lighthouse all completed with all the details and the covered lantern rooms for you guys to let us know what you think of. And with our lighthouse in place, Kingdom Harbor docks in place, and Lower Village all taking shape, it's time to head back over to the spawn area. This season on the Forever Bedrock SMP, we decided that all of us would chip in at the spawn area with various community builds and community farms so that all of us can have all the supplies we need for the large-scale builds that we're all undertaking this season. We've been using viewer voting and a randomizer at spawn to determine what builds we each have to complete, and our latest one was to build a temple to house the armor trims that we all come across exploring the SMP, so that all of us can have any armor trim that we choose. Who better to inspire a temple design than the ancient Romans? We decided to build our take on the Roman Temple of Mars as our armor trim template temple. We started off with a base. It was a combination of cobblestone, polished andesite, and tuff to give that weathered kind of ancient look to it before we started on the pillars and walls. And with our polished diorite floor in place, it was time now to go ahead and start laying out for the pillars. We're going to be using polished diorite, not andesite, for the pillars bases, and we're going to go ahead and put these in, and that'll take us right into going ahead and getting the pillars themselves into place. We're going with just straight up quartz block on this instead of the pillar quartz. Sometimes the lines in the pillar quartz is a little too busy of a look for me, but we're going ahead straight up with our quartz block, and then at the top we're putting quartz stairs that are upside down. And underneath those that I'm putting in right now is a polished andesite upside down stair to give the caps to the pillars before we put in the upper part of the roof. And let's go ahead and cut to a quick time lapse of getting the rest of the pillars in place before we come on back and start on the roof. All right, with the capitals at the tops of the pillars all in place, it is time to start on the entablature before we can put the cornice in and start the roof. The entablature itself is just going to be a ring of 2-high diorite all the way around the perimeter of the pillars, and then that will set us up for getting into putting in the cornice, which is going to be upside down cobblestone stairs. And here we are coming in to get started on finishing off the roof. As you see here on the top of the diorite entablature, we did go ahead and add in a red terracotta row just to help with the half slab roof line to line up a lot better. Obviously, what we've got here is our red terracotta. We've got deep slate tile, and then that is actually mangrove wood for the rest of the red. And then every so often, I believe we went every like 7 blocks, we put in a row of cobblestone slabs just to break up the roof line a little bit. You can see down below, we actually already have the walls in. That clip actually got corrupted. I wasn't able to get that into the video. But the walls actually are mushroom stems. Talk about a pain in the butt to source and get those. That took us quite a while to get all the mushroom blocks that we needed for the walls of the temple, but it was well worth it in the end. It definitely was the best choice as far as the right block to use. And here we are getting ready to finish off the roof. Let's go ahead and check out what this temple for the armor trims looks like when it's done. Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick look on the inside here, because obviously what armor trim temple or temple of any kind would be complete without the interior work being done. What we decided to do here was go ahead with a mix of basically all the ore blocks to symbolize the importance and grandeur of armor trims. We went ahead with all the different ore blocks. And once those were in place, we came back and put item frames on the faces of these ore blocks so that we could then put the armor trim templates right into the item frames for all to use. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these templates in place, and then we are going to come back and take a quick look at the whole build inside and out. And here we go, guys. Let's take a little flight in past Freb's Gold Farm, the Iron Farm, and into the Armor Trim Template Temple. There we have it. We have the roof all on and done. We added some details here with the mangrove trapdoors. We got some trees and flowers here along the foundation base. Got our little fire pots here at the front. What Roman temple wouldn't be complete without those, or would be complete. And then here we go on the inside. We've got every single spot for every armor trim. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving just passed in the US here. Until the next time, everyone, we will see you later. Take it easy.